Hello, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you're all doing amazing. We're going to open up your reading with the Naughty Oracle. And as I was shuffling that deck for you, Cappy, three cards came out. One of them is Boogeyman Bullshit, Release Your Fears. It is a number 5. So there could have been a fear that you've had since the age of 5 that you're being called on to release. Then you got number 29, Narcissistic Nymph. Take back your own power, okay? So some fear that could have stemmed from childhood. Maybe there is a major milestone at the age of 29, if you've reached that point. For some of you, regarding that past fear or existing fear, and you're being asked to take back your own power. And then you got number 41, Why So Serious, Droopy Dog. Find your joy, okay? Somebody's name could be Joy. And then 41 is also a point of significance. If anyone has just turned 41 or is turning 41, it could also be a point where you're finding joy, you're being asked to find your joy and release these deep-seated fears and take back your power here, Capricorn, okay? So, Cappy, my goal for this reading is $22. And if you're interested in contributing, I will leave the link. And I do thank you so much for your likes, shares, comments, follows, and all that good stuff, okay? So in terms of your tarot, I was shuffling that, and we did come upon the World, okay? So I feel like this is just a major point in your life, like whether you have gone through the age of 5 to 41 and beyond, wherever you find yourself, I feel like it's a conclusion. Oh, she's nude. It's a milestone. It's like a graduation. It's like a major turning point in your life. Like something may have ended. It could have been these deep-seated fears and you finding your joy. Like it could be the beginning of you finding your joy again, okay? I love that so much for you, Capricorn. So we'll get into your messages. And thank you, Spirit, for overseeing this active divination for Capricorn in their highest good. All right. One more for Cappy, please. Okay, so just feeling like something's unfair with this Justice card, Libra energy. There could be a Libra influencing your situation. You guys could have Libra placements, or it's just the energy of feeling like something's unfair. Maybe it's scary. Something is scary because you're being asked to release your fear. So it could be like an attachment issue to someone who has narcissistic tendencies, or maybe you're being accused of having narcissistic tendencies here, Capricorn. But it's just a feeling of like something being unfair. It's like unfair that you have to release is what I feel, even though releasing something is for your highest benefit here. Okay. So then you have the Knight of Cups. So water placements, or it's just like, maybe you're not as expressive about how you feel for whatever reason. You feel vulnerable, or like powerless when you want to open up emotionally. There's just something about that is scary. Again, while you're being prompted to release your fears, I just feel like it's just there's something about the occurrence that's disappointing, but maybe you're not feeling like you can say it or express it because it's too emotional. Maybe you don't want to touch on that. Okay, and then you also have the King of Swords. So I feel like the problem is not your communication. The problem is the fear behind what you have to say is what I get. And it could come from trying to open up emotionally in childhood and perhaps getting met with some sort of narcissism or some sort of cold. The King of Swords is right under the narcissistic nymph. This is very like cold, detached, Aquarian sort of energy, like Ice Queen or King energy. Like I'm more about my cerebral than my emotions, than my heart space right now. So that could be what you're experiencing, or that's something that you have faced when trying to open up before. Okay, so maybe opening up seems scary due to that. With the Page of Cups, I feel like you really do have something that you want to offer, whether that's coming off as small or not. There could be an apology at play. Maybe someone owes you an apology, Capricorn. Perhaps you feel like someone owes you an apology here, like someone's been very cold towards you and not really expressive emotionally, but something is coming to an end with this World card here, okay? So you're going to need to be ready is what I intuitively feel by releasing your fears and taking back your power, okay? This could be a parental thing with this Empress energy. Again, Venus is here with Libra and Taurus energy. So there could be a Libra or a Taurus involved in your situation. It's like, I feel like there's this coupling, like there's this match, but there's some things that are going unexpressed, right? Like there's a fear of expression because of the narcissism that you've either embodied or dealt with, Cappy. But there's someone that brings you a lot of joy, or I feel like there's somebody that's meant to bring you joy in your life. It could be a maternal figure, mother figure. Maybe they're the mother of your children. Maybe they have children, or maybe they are just very feminine. You know, they don't have to be like female or a mother necessarily. They could just be very nurturing, very kind, very beautiful, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, like a lot of information comes from this individual here, Capricorn. And maybe that's why like this is occurring in your life. Like you just adore someone is what I feel like. You adore someone because they are so beautiful and so nurturing. But there is some inability to fully express emotionally. And I feel like, okay, so there's another individual here. So you could be dealing with two people, Capricorn, or maybe you suspect that you are the second or third person in a situation. There could be a Leo involved with this Queen of Wands reversed. But it's like there's some envy here. There could be somebody like outside looking in that's jealous, or maybe you're having feelings of jealousy. Or maybe you're dealing with two people. One of them is just everything you've ever wanted in an individual. And the other one is like everything you're trying to conclude, everything you're trying to finish up, wrap up. Like it's a part of your past, I get, or a part of you that feels fearful is embodied in this other individual. So like, I'm surprised no twos came out, but the 10 of Wands did come out. So I feel like you're burdened with a few different people in your life. Like so many characters came out in this reading, Capricorn. You have a couple of feminines here. You've got the King of Swords. That could actually be you, I intuitively feel. You've got a couple of young people here. So there could be children involved in the situation, or maybe you feel like there's a lack of maturity or growth in the situation. But I feel like something is on its way out and something is on its way in, right? So it's either you embodying this Empress energy and you like really owning how worthy you are of receiving whatever that means to you. It could be receiving love, it could be receiving finances, it could be receiving just good luck or just benefit, right? And feeling beautiful in who you are, without it being a problem if you get vulnerable or if you open up and express yourself. Like this reading is somewhat deep, but I feel like the characters are in your life for a very powerful and divine reason, Capricorn. It's like you're being faced with the old and the new. The old version of yourself is okay with mediocrity, or just kind of taking a backseat or not standing in your power. That's the older version of you that you're leaving behind, or your psyche, your soul is trying to leave this behind here, okay? And then you have this newer version of you that is very clear-minded and very abundant, very willing to take on what is necessary, but also put down what is not here, Capricorn, okay? Which is an inability to express yourself with the people that are in your life here, okay? That's what feels unfair, and that is the truth with this Ace of Swords. Something is definitely changing permanently. There could be a Scorpio involved in your situation. It's I feel like self-love is applied to your highest benefit, and it's okay like to conclude the version of you that is no longer serving you, Capricorn. So I hope these messages were helpful. Thank you so much for being here and contributing. I love you, Cappy, and until next time.